Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to some more videos for Galactic Civilizations Supernova. We are now on patch 2.2. We actually didn't do videos for 2.1, and man, oh man, was it a huge patch. Lots of quality of life improvements, user interface stuff, rebalancing, and things like that. But one of the big things, especially in 2.1, was a big kick in the pants to the AI, which is already one of the sort of signature strengths of the entire Galactic Civilizations franchise. And I guess they were so confident about their improvements to the AI that they've actually gone and nerfed the bonuses that the AI gets at higher difficulties, because the developers are like, well, they don't need the extra production boost and whatnot quite as much, which I mean, those are some pretty confident devs over there. Again, this is a sponsored video series. Thank you very much to Start Off for sponsoring this. Everyone, do be sure to check out the links down in doobly-doo. First of all, I'm going to include the links to the patch notes for the 2.1 update, as well as the 2.2 update that were on there. There should also be a link. They have dropped their first DLC for the game, which is Tales of Centauran, which adds more story components, more events, more prototypes for your ships, a bunch of story elements. Hold on, what was it? There's a few more things. Oh yeah, new mission that was loaded in, and yeah, experience dozen of lore-driven events, bringing the galaxy to life. So lots of great new added content and crunchy stuff just to add variety to your gameplay, which is great. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start a new game here. And one of the things that we've done in the past is we've been kind of, because I wanted to make sure I could show off some of the gameplay, I've left the difficulty a little on the lower side. And I thought, you know what, in recognition of the fact that the AI has apparently been boosted significantly here, what if we played a game on the hardest difficulty just to see how badly we get toasted? I also thought I'd check out the Terran Resistance, which we haven't played as before. There are two Terran factions. There's the Terran Alliance right over here, and then down here we've got the Terran Resistance, which are a little bit tweaked because we do have resourcefulness, unrelenting, so we're going to have more control as well as more influence per month, which is nice. And the individualism focus, which I think is different from... Oh no, they also have that. But as we go further down to the next screen, we've got a few different traits. Now, this screen here, of course, we can go and customize these, but I wanted to leave them as the base experience to get a feel. So we are slightly militant here, so we are going to start with more control points. We are courageous, so we've got improved planetary defense. We've got veterans, so our ships gain XP faster, and yes, that covers all of those. And then on the next screen, oh, not on this next screen. I thought there was one other thing I want to look at, but I don't remember. Homeworld's going to be called Refuge. I guess that's that. Okay. In terms of the galaxy, I thought I was just going to go ahead and set it to the defaults for everything, but then the galactic difficulty. So I think the first video set we did on normal, and then the next couple I think we did on bright. We're going to go all the way to Godlike. We're probably going to lose in like 3 or 4 turns, but we're going to see what it feels like. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to keep things relatively small and tight. And we are, you know what I want to do here? I want to go and just add in some random ones. We don't know who we're going to get, and we'll do that. Not too busy, not too full of a galaxy. So we're going to play on the smaller size. We should still meet people fairly quickly. And here we are with our homeworld of Refuge. The first thing, by the way, I want to point out when I click on either a planet or a ship, we've got a new panel down here, which looks so much better, so much cleaner, a lot easier to get at a glance some of the information. The other thing I really love for the planets in particular is that the orbital improvements are shown very explicitly to see which ones are installed, if any. I think this is going to be great because I would often forget about them because they were hidden behind a little sub menu, and I think they're so important that having them at a glance is really good. Plus, it's just so easy now to see which ones will be installed as we fill in these particular slots. We'll take a look at those in a moment and consider what we want to do. The other thing, and I don't remember if this was in patch 2.1 or 2.2, but if I go and move these units so that we've got 2 ships in the same tile, we have a new fleet manager screen, which I think is substantially better than the old one. It looks so clean, so neat, while also giving us some good information. But we're not going to make a fleet immediately. In fact, what I'm going to do is our probe here, we're going to go and tell it to... Oh, actually, I didn't realize I'd actually created a fleet there, which isn't what I meant. Let's say, hold on, that doesn't look right. There you go. With my probe here, I'm going to put the probe on. Well, am I going to put it on auto explore, or do I want to... Where are we, by the way, in our sector? So in our starting sector, we're currently sort of in the northeast segment, and there are no stars in the northwest whatsoever? How crazy! I've never seen anything that looks quite like that. So we're clearly... especially if there's someone else in the sector, we're going to want to go and beeline to these stars, especially maybe in the central point. Let's send a probe explicitly in that direction to get some vision. We'll cycle through the rest of the ships in a second here. We've got a reminder that we should start some research. Well, we're going to start with colonial policies so that we can indeed assign policies immediately. That's going to be beautiful. In terms of our core world of refuge over here, very grouped up. Not one of these ones where they're sort of snaky. This is actually going to make it a little easier for us to get started. What do we have here? Xanthium. Adjacency to military and manufacturing. And yeah, it is a resource as well. We've got mnemonic nanites. This will give us the ability to do fleet repairs. Okay. Wealth boosting over here. Manufacturing boosting over there. So I want to put down my capital city. By the way, I've been so happy ever since, I can't remember what patch it was. I feel like it might have been 1.8 or 1.9. They made it so the capital city doesn't start off automatically placed. So it gives you as the player the opportunity to do some picking and choosing. The downside is, ideally, if I could put this on a population booster, that would be ideal. We've only got one on the planet. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Because even with terraforming, we're not going to be terraforming more hexes over here. And I really, because the capital city gives +2 to everything adjacent, I really like to put it in a place where it's going to maximize those. I have to say, I don't love our capital world over here. Early on, I tend to prioritize manufacturing, which you don't really have. I mean, if I put the homeworld, the capital city here, we would get some great science things. But again, I really want to work on manufacturing adjacencies. Although I suppose I could decide to just build the auto printer over here and then put manufacturing around it and not around the capital. Maybe, I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll put the capital city here. And then we'll plan on the auto printer there. And then, yeah, I will go. I mean, I really want to get the manufacturing up as early as I can. What's our base production on this planet? 3 minerals, 4 science. Okay. All right, we'll start with that. We'll let the colonial leadership finish just naturally, and then we'll probably do some purchasing, some rushing. All right. So, remaining fleets. TR Hope. This is one of our colony ships. Now, one thing I'm not sure of in terms of optimization. Now, I know with the Terrans here, let me move the probe over this way. We should get some vision. As I said, there we go. They start with a second planet. Most people start with a second planet in their home system that is not rich enough to be a core world, but can be a good colony world to feed more values into your home world. So shield over here will give us 2 manufacturing, no science, and 1 extra wealth. So with your colony ship, what we could do is we could save it, send it to one of these other star systems, and hope that either it or one of our probes finds a really, really high quality planet for maybe a second homeworld, and save it for that. That being said, I feel like what I'm going to generally do in most of my games is I will go and colonize a secondary planet in our homeworld just to send those resources to my capital. I think that remains a fairly strong idea here. Idle shipyard, I think what we're going to want to do is probably whack out maybe a couple of probes for some vision, and then almost certainly we're going to go into like colony ships at that point. In fact, I'm going to go and rush a probe so we can get our vision going a little bit faster. Again, this probe here, can I rename you? I'm going to rename you to Flagship. Just for more clarity. This is not a probe clap ship, it's a flagship type of thing. So we want to send you after anomalies. We've got one over here, we've got one over there, kind of equidistance. We could do auto survey. However, in my tests playing on the Godlike difficulty, I ran into a lot of very aggressive space monsters and pirates that actually blasted my flagships and would cause losses, which was devastatingly bad. So I kind of sort of don't want that to happen. I am going to want to use the draft colonist button over here. Note the cooldown on this used to be 8. It is now 12. Again, 2.1 or 2.2 changed that. And I think that's probably a good idea. The draft colonist button is so powerful, you basically wanted to hit it every single time, which meant it probably needed a little bit of a nerf. Now, they could have increased the control cost, and I think I still would have just whacked that button. Let's say cost 50. I think I still would have whacked it every time the opportunity came up, which means we would never use these other powers, really. By increasing this cooldown, it means there's more of a chance that we'll use some of these others. Of course, it's only 12 turns, and by default, our control per month is only +1. So in practice, the control cost is still the overall determining factor. What this mostly does is it slows down the early game spam for it. I'm definitely going to use it once. I think I'm probably going to use 1 telescope takeover as well, so that we can increase our just initial scouting a wee bit more. And I think I'll specifically target here, maybe a little bit to the south. Probably could have gone further down. Dang. I was hoping to see if maybe there was another colonizable planet over here. There is not. There's an ascension crystal really early on. Wow. Okay, that ain't bad. And then this colony ship. So this is the one we just spawned with our ability. I think I'll just generally send you... I mean, this is your maximum range as well, which is an issue, although we'll get some text and things that increase it. I'm going to send you generally south over here because we're going to want you somewhere in that area. I know north and south doesn't really make sense on a galactic scale. Deal with it. We've already rushed one probe over here. I didn't technically rush the colonial leadership. I mean, I suppose we can, just because presumably it'll overflow more tech for the next level. So we'll go. Oh, it actually gives me the leadership recruiting ability immediately. I thought we'd have to wait the next turn to get the benefit of it. Okay. Best science person is the boss over here. So we'll do that because we want to get a Minister of Technology, so we have +1 choices randomly. Exploration for range and speed is really good. This is based on diligence, which is the purple lightning bolt. The best we can get here is a 6. Although you're actually really good on social. Oh, your innate social is not bad. I'm going to put you in colonization. We'll put you in exploration over here. So yeah, +1 move, +6 range. That's going to be useful for us. And on refuge, I could get the recruiting station right away, and I think I will. The +20 growth. It's worth noting we can also do the colonization center. This is +15% growth. This is a flat +20 growth. If we take a look at refuge over here, and we see the growth rate, you can see we're getting +5 from our 5 humans. And right now we're getting a -8% from pollution. So +15% wouldn't do much for us, but flat +20 is nutso. It only costs us 100 treasury, which we can definitely eat at this point. And yeah, it's going to dramatically increase our growth rate over here. So I love that. Good. Next turn. Is that an alien? I think that is an alien space monster immediately, which doesn't make me feel very good. All right, colonial policies unlocked. We're definitely going to want that going on. And then what? We're playing in Godlike, so I suspect we're going to have to go to the military a little faster we'd normally like. Because normally I like to be greedy, work on our industry, our production, our science as early as possible. But I think we're going to be forced to go warships freakishly fast. Subspace scanning, I don't necessarily care about spotting the subspace streams early on, but it does give us more range, as well as more sensor range, which is actually quite valuable. That being said, unlocking the ability to do tech stuff, this also unlocks the orbital research lab. That feels like a pretty high value proposition. We get our policy slot over here. If I wanted to, I could go course colonization for now for +100% more growth. We eat the -10% approval, which doesn't feel great, but we've got a couple other options, including reproductive imperative over here. Increases maintenance, but it also is a way to get 100% extra growth rate, which seems pretty strong. We could IP theft right now. I mean, that wouldn't be worth that much science because that's a percentage. I mean, no matter what, I guess it's always going to give us +20% more science. And right now the tech is cheap, so I guess it's worth something. Could do this just for flat income. More control per month, which will let us spam out those colony ships more regularly. I think I'm going to go with reproductive imperative, at least for now. Right? 48 per month. That's pretty good. And we need currently 75 to reach the growth threshold. So yeah, even if we didn't have any in this meter, we would still be getting one every other month, which is something. I'm going to go... Yeah, it's only 117. I will rush that. Because I want to keep some money, in case we need a sudden governor, but also some events, you get a better income outcome if you're willing to spend some money for it. I kind of want to force more probes down in this direction. I mean, I know we've got a bunch of space over here that I'd like to scout out at some point, but there's no stars, therefore no colonizable planets, so I'm going to make it a lower priority. An umbral horror over here. Don't love it. It's far enough away now. I think this vision will fade. I don't know how long the vision from the space telescope lasts. So we settled Shield. It's not a dramatic planet, but it is, again, going to feed more production and a little bit of wealth into Refuge. It's only got 3% supply attrition. The text on this has been changed around. I can't remember what it used to be called, but the way that number shows up. So we're losing 3% of the manufacturing and wealth on the way over here. And we can see that if we mouse over here, we can see shield's getting 1.94, or sorry, refuge is getting 1.94 from shield as opposed to the full 2. But it was pretty good and is definitely going to accelerate things over here a lot. And I think that's, I don't think there was any reason to save our colony ship for anything else.
We discovered a hidden outpost occupied by a single alien. He claims that he was sent to observe us and that he has peaceful intentions. Pause for a moment.
Oh, we can gain a class 5 planet. I wonder where. I mean, hopefully really close to our current capital, but in general, popping a planet's going to be useful. Gain a diplomat, flat research. I mean, just a one-time injection of research is pretty good, but I think I'll go class 5 planet. Oh, and we gain it instantly? Oh, no, that's really good. Okay. It actually became a class 8. Wonder, was it already class 3 and it did that? Or maybe there's a random chance to get better? Maybe there's something else going on. I don't know. But class 8 planet here, 1 production, 2 science, 5 wealth, and a food as well. Cultural input, and that's all being fed back to refuge. So we're losing 20% of it along the way, but that's still going to be a very, very good addition for us. Run away from the space monster. Run away from the space monster. I don't want to lose a colony ship at this stage in the game. Come on. Delirium, good. Yeah, just keep moving away. You already used your moves. Oh, hello. Okay, well, clearly I'm going to want this colony ship to go there. Celiano 3, class 22. Does have a little bit of basic pollution, but it's got some thulium on board as well. That's not too shabby. Seeker, I'm going to go and put you on auto explore now. And we meet our first neighbors. The Drath Freehold. These are a minor species, right? Yeah, that's a minor species over this system. So if we colonize this and we get enough influence, they will just feed their stuff to us. They don't culture flip, but they will feed their production to us, or we can just go and conquer them.
A new generation has been born on the planet.
So we got our first pop growth in our capital. We get to choose what kind of scientists get set to. I'm going to go and set them to a scientist specialist, especially since I would like the progressivism discount, because I like a lot of the things over here if we can do it. We do with our particular faction, we do start off with like deeply individualist, so the independence here is probably the first thing we're going to be able to do, and that wouldn't be bad. You know, we get ourselves another surveyable scout ship. 15% increase to supply attrition from colonies. Isn't that bad? Would that bring it from 20% to 35% because we're more independent, which I wouldn't like? I mean, that would be devastatingly bad. I would never push that button. Before we do, we might have to do a quick save and see. If it goes the other way around, if it actually lowers this by 15%, then that is actually a god tier pick.
A faction of strange aliens.
Yeah, we'll look into the universal translator. Oh, we have another umbral horror, or well, not an infant, but still. They must have a nest thing over here. That is so close to home. I don't like that. I'm definitely gonna have to keep my colony ships on manual, and my survey ships likely on manual as well, to make sure they don't randomly go over there. The probes are fine. The probes are fine. Okay, research district is done. I would love that. Yeah, we got to get that right now. Get all these asteroids hooked up by our home world. Get even more production. Cosmic Needler.
Free floating precursor cargo container. An overpowering sense of excitement envelops the bridge.
So we can save something for an upgrade for a flagship.
Scans reveal that the container shelters an advanced.
We can get some Promethean or sell for a ton of money. I think the money is going to be good for accelerating our game early on. I'm going to boost this manufacturing district. I'm going to, well, the probe's already going to get in, but again, I mean, I think it overflows, so we'll rush the probe regardless. I think that's an okay idea for us to do. And we have more money to do things. I could lower taxes and increase approval. Let's take a look over here. If I were to do that, right, so we'd go from nearly 6 per turn to 3 per turn. We'd still be positive in money, and it does give us an extra 2 production, an extra 1 science. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Hello, flagship. You're idle over there. So I think I'll use like manual direction on you. Normally, I'm a big fan of automating this. Because it's like, yeah, what could possibly go wrong with the survey? But this is so dangerous. If our flagships end up over here, it'll probably get killed by these aliens as they group up. So we might not go there until we've got an escort for this flagship. Make a fleet out of it. Hello, probe. All right, you can go and auto-explore now. That's fine. You know what? Let me go and put this colony ship. And I already rushed this month. I'm going to rush it next month because I desperately want to go and take this planet before someone else beats me to it. Probe, auto-explore. Oh, research relic. Oh my gosh. Ascension relic and a research relic right nearby. Okay. We're gonna want our we're gonna want to get some builders soon.
An illegal weapons market has established itself in the shady recesses of this world, distributing some of the galaxy's most advanced weaponry to those who can pay the price.
I think I would like to lower the crime on my homeworld. I don't know how much it was getting, but I'll have a buffer. I think we're at 5% crime. And if that sticks around for the entire game, that's actually going to be kind of nice. Well, we've got, I think we have 2 population with criminal traits. When we do, okay, this is going to be a core world, so no. But our colony ships that are going to go and make the smaller colonies, that might be a good place to just dump the criminals. Oh, someone beat us to this. Guys, Godlike might be too hard. Well, it's what I expected. I figured, well, we'll probably lose on Godlike, but that's fine, right? Yeah, that might be unbelievably difficult. I think we might want to go and get some early military. No, we got to invest a little bit more in tech. Okay, Asteroid Miner go. My favorite addition, which I think came in patch 1.9 or so, is the auto mine option for asteroid miners because, I mean, that can basically not go wrong. I mean, here it's trivially easy. They're just going to go to these 2 asteroid belts regardless, but it makes your life later on much, much more convenient. We're boxed into a corner. We did just get kind of... Oh, no, I've got an extra cultural progression I could have grabbed. Okay. Can I not tell if you what your trait is, if you're a criminal or not? Look. There's one criminal. I don't know what we're going to do with you. There's actually nothing from that colony ship anymore. I can put you on auto-colonize, in which case you'll do exploration. You might just go over here and die, which would be bad. Maybe we'll find something else somewhere down here. I'll move you forward. We'll see what our probes find, but yeah, that is actually kind of disappointing. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this independence. So right now, if we take a look at Osiris, right? It's got the 20% supply attrition. %. So it did make it worse, but not in the way that I expected. Maybe it just makes the range be considered a little bit further. And then it does give us the independence here, which has some combat potential and some ability to survey. Okay, it's worth it for having the colony ship here, or the surveying ship. We've got lots of anomalies. It always feels like there's an infinite amount of anomalies to go through, at least to me. So I appreciate the extra. Oh, flagship just finished that one. I'll swing you over this way, because I'm worried about this space.
The captain of your flagship has reported the discovery of a lost cargo container floating in space. It appears
increase crime rate any planet you choose. I mean, we could use that offensively, but I think the money is going to be good. Let me rush this. And... oh, we got another colony ship coming in, which I don't need. What I need right now is a couple of builders. I can do that. I can do this, and I will rush one of these builders, please. And this flagship has an upgrade available to itself. We're going to go and give it the crew quarters. I prefer to do the extended reinforced hull, but I don't have the Durantium right now. I mean, we nearly do. I guess I could just sit on this upgrade and wait. We'll do that, because I think we have to prep you for military. A lot of times I like to get maybe a little extra speed or sensor thing early on to just help with exploration. And to make it, every now and again, you're like... oh, these are probes, thank goodness. Nearly had a heart attack. I'm playing on Godlike, so I'm assuming we're going to get swarmed early. But oof. See, I can draft more colonists here, but I can't do anything with them, so... I guess we'll just sit on the control for now. That's weird. Although maybe I should hit it just so that we can cycle the cooldown more.
Improving the lives of those on our world.
Protesting.
What are
Okay,
your
egalitarian, reduced manufacturing, increased approval. Totalitarian goes up. Nihilism, intimidation, manufacturing boost. Oh, let's do that. Okay. So builder number 1, well, we're going to go and latch onto this research relic ASAPly. Now, there's not a specific, as far as I recall, there's not a specific starbase mode for the relics, so any starbase type in range can work. Osiris, will never become anything. I was gonna say, if this could become a core world, then I would consider an economic starbase, but it's not. I guess I could do a military starbase just to prevent it from being taken over early on in the war. Right, because I can put our builder right in between these two. And we might consider something like that. I wonder if I should hit this button just to get the cooldown going. We'll just sit on the colony ship doing nothing for a while. Maybe I do. Move a little over here, but we don't want you going too far because I'm worried that you're going to get sniped by pirates or space monsters. Not enough money that I want to rush anything. I want to sit on that for events. We don't have a deuterium mine anywhere nearby. It's like one of the most common things. Pick up a little. Oh yeah, you don't have actually much sensor range. I'm just going to go and park you at the gateway so you don't die. We'll deploy you later on. I think I'm going to turn this ship around and do the same thing. Oh, what a devastatingly bad start. So, we will go ahead and build a starbase over here. I think I will go military just to cover Osiris. We could do communication starbase and just get border pushes, but it's not going to mean much over here. Yeah, we'll just do this. I'm not... we can build the Xenoarchaeology Lab. Other than that, I might not be rushing any kind of monuments or anything. But yeah, we'll take the research boost, which is good. Go, we got our event for the relic. Go forward, yeah, just park yourself there. I mean, I guess I could drop off the population again, but that seems poor. Oh, this leads to Space Elevator, which I desperately want. Actually, taking a peek over here, let's get the Orbital Research Lab for +1 technology. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll get the Space Elevator built here afterwards, and that's going to be good. One thing we might not need the population growth here much longer, so I might get rid of the recruiting center. Because I was thinking, oh, we want the recruiting center because we're going to pop out tons of colony ships, but maybe not. I mean, at some point, transports, sure, but... is it time to just boost these? Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm going to go and build you... We don't really need these nanites, but let's build it anyway. And then after that, we might just spam out a ton of tech. Normally, it'd be like, oh, let's maybe make a science specialized building or planet, but we're not going to have that here. I think the idea is... I'll build it here. Yeah, and then the plan will be research district, just all over the place here. Man. Oh, this start feels so bad. And for this to happen when we're on a high difficulty as well. We'll tell you what. We'll get more individualism, cultural awareness, because we do have that as a vibe. The growth penalty is not actually going to bother us right now, because we're basically capped. You're not going to go and hit my starbase, are you? Oh, you're outside of volley range. And we have no modules. Please don't kill my starbase. It's a military one, so it actually has some combat stats, but... Oh my god. Tell you what. If it's cool with you guys, how about I start another game? Maybe the next video will be a new start. Possibly not on Godlike. Although, I have to be honest, I did test a couple of Godlike starts before this, and they were nowhere near as bad. That's where it did teach me, like, okay, we have to be a little bit worried about some space monsters and pirates. We have to be more willing to escort things. We have to worry about our flagships not being out solo. But it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. I think I still want to play the Terran Resistance, or whatever a faction is called. I think that's the correct word. I think I still want to play them again, but I think I'm going to roll a new start for the next episode. Anyway, the start of these games is always the most exciting, isn't it? I hope you think so, because that's what we're getting. Do tune in. Again, big thank you to Stardock for sponsoring this video. Do make sure to check the description box down below for links. I'm going to link the patch notes for 2.1 and 2.2, as well as the DLC, the Tales of Centauran, which has a bunch of new story elements, ship modules, and things like that, which seems great. Very hyped for that. And yeah, I'll see you next time with whatever our start might be. Maybe I'll re-roll a couple times and confirm that our starting situation feels a little less poupée. See you then. Bye-bye.